Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
I'm gonna say with some up and coming talent, and we got guys that we know there. Keyshawn being one of your, that's probably like one of your cool. I mean, your guys. Like, how would that work out if y'all both got titles at 135? Let's say Tank out of the picture, y'all got titles. How that work out?
I ain't even gonna lie. It ain't really like no way me and him gonna fight. Like
Mm.
we can't really. You gotta realize it's like, everybody look at it a certain way. They're like, oh yeah, well, I'll fight my brother for all that shit sound good to it's like some real life shit, like my family versus your family, like, and we really come up
Mm.
on some like real brotherly. I'm not trying to now he got a kid. He been around my daughter.
Mm.
Like I'm not trying to make his kid cry. He not trying to make my kid cry. And
Hmm.
that ain't really like, so that fight ain't really gonna happen. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I can't get it too much in detail, but
No, you said enough. I feel you. You know what I mean? It, I'm just, I mean, I'm a little shout out. Something wrong with me, but you know what I mean? I get your point. I ain't nothing wrong with that. And you ain't gotta really explain yourself too much. You know what I mean? I asked Broner the same question. Was it ever something you bought that you wish you didn't buy? A bunch of dudes. It's some dudes that come over from Cali, shit like that. I be seeing them. I
yeah,
mean,
that's a fact.
I don't know, man. What about you and Richardson Hitchens? You think that fight ever happened?
I mean, I probably would never even fight Africa. I think like that's another one. He been my brother for years and years, but I just don't fuck with that nigga right now.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like I don't fuck with that nigga. But at the end of the day, I mean, you gotta realize like a lot of these fights don't even make sense. Like a
Right.
fight like me and Africa, business wise, like, and this is like no disrespect to him, but like I'm fighting in arenas and like I'm doing big shit. So like if that was like he would have to like get all of his name up and then like it's personal. Like that should be personal. Like I damn near feel like and this like he probably gonna take this crazy because I'm not trying to say it in no way because we peers.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like I kind of damn near raised African boxing.
Mm.
Like I raised him from fucking where he was at back in like New York type shit and took him like far as ever in the sport of boxing. But and I don't mean it like I ain't trying to say it on no like disrespectful, all that kind of shit. I'm just saying like truthfully, like I done come here, we over here, we da da da,
I
we
mean, I mean, let's clean it up. You opened his eyes to a lot of shit.
I opened his eyes to a lot of shit, but it was more so like he wasn't on that like as his level kind of got a lot better because of being like with me. Like being with me was like what brought his level to home. Like okay, and Africa one of them niggas he asks a lot of questions and all
Mhm.
that type of shit. So like I ain't trying to say nothing bad, but I kind of like
No, I understand.
pull up here, da da da, game here, do this, do that, do that, do that. Oh, boom, got you.
Yeah. I mean, is it something y'all could talk about though and get over it?
I mean, I'm like I kind of moved to a certain way where it's like it'd be hard for me to like forgive. Like
Mm.
and people say you should forgive, but like me being like who I am, it'd be hard for me like cause I'm too much of like a good nigga. Like I'm a good ass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do nothing wrong to like nobody else. So I just be expecting like the energy to be like reciprocated.
No, I understand that. I understand. I just when I be and you know how Philly is. I mean, everybody.
What's the deal, baby? Y'all they know it is the big bounce hog. Bounce dog can't pull through the door to talk about. Fuck it, that's soliloquy. Never tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't have yourself cut them in the hotline. Maybe you mad at peak game. Peak game made it folks on where. Swing. I want to put a special shout out, man, to Greg Hackey, man. You know, I've never talked to Greg Hackey, but I watched his journey. You know what I'm saying? Dude, man, I first seen him on YSM Sports Media. Now he on everybody channel. You know what I'm saying? I seen him on Fight Hype. I seen him on everybody channel. So, like, shout out to Greg Hackett, man. His platform is growing. You know, I pray it continues to grow. You know what I'm saying? You know, he turning into one of those pillars in the sport of boxing. So, you know, much respect to that brother, man. You know, I do pray his channel continues to grow. You know what I'm saying? But he interviewed Shakur Stevenson. And, you know, he asked Shakur Stevenson a couple of questions. They were good questions. You know, I like the interview style of Greg Hackett, too. Like, it was kind of like just, like, you know, they was chilling. You know what I'm saying? And he just was talking. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was uptight about anything. He was just, but they were great questions. You know what I'm saying? But he asked Shakur Stevenson, he said, hey, you know, would you fight, you know, Keyshawn Davis, you know, if he had a belt and you had a belt? And Shakur Stevenson basically said no. You know, he talked about how, you know, they family, you know, they know each other, that he don't want to make his daughter or kid cry. I don't know if Keyshawn Davis got a son or a daughter, so I ain't gonna disrespect him. But his child, he don't want his child to cry. They don't want his daughter to cry. You know, like he said, he kind of alluded to what Keyshawn Davis said about how they family. You know what I mean? And it's bigger than boxing. Now, Greg was like, I'm wired a little differently. You know, I understood what Greg was saying, because that's where I'm finna go with this. But he was like, I'm wired a little differently, but I understand what you're saying. You don't got to explain yourself. You know. And then, you know, he talked about fighting, would he fight Richardson Hitchens? And he said he wouldn't fight Richardson Hitchens either. I'm talking about Shakur Stevenson. You know, he basically said that, you know, him and Richardson Hitchens, a.k.a. Africa, they not cool, but, you know, he feel like they had a brotherhood, a bond, and, you know, he wouldn't, you know, he just like, man, and where he had in his career, he was like, he fighting in arenas, and, you know, he says no disrespect to Africa, but he would have to build himself up to that level, and, you know, but then he just said, oh, I wouldn't fight him, but, you know, I'm not really messing with him right now. Here's my response to all that, okay? I feel like this generation of boxers is soft, okay? And some people gonna get mad at what I'm saying, but it's just real talk, okay? I don't have to, you don't have to beef with somebody to want to fight them. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here saying that Shakur Stevenson needs to be looking to fight Keyshawn Davis. But if Keyshawn Davis gets a belt, or Keyshawn Davis becomes your mandatory and you have to fight him, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? At that point. Also, you say he your brother. You putting money in his pocket, right? Because think about it. That particular fight could be a big fight. You know what I'm saying? That could be a big fight. So y'all feeding each other's families. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people understand, like, you know, they don't get it, bro. It's like, oh, man, you know, it's like, nah, bro, y'all helping each other out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all helping each other, you know, get out of poverty. Y'all keeping money in each other's pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why Shakur Stevenson is taking this approach of, oh, I want to fight my bros. It's like, bro, damn all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all last time, Coach B is my partner. I've known Coach B since I was 15. But if we was in the same weight class, we both active fighters in the same weight class, and let's say I'm a challenger, he a champion, hey, if the fight made sense, hey, we gonna fight. You know, if they put that chicken up, like they say in Philly, if they put that money up, man, we gonna fight. You know, we could be cool again afterwards. That's just what it is, bro. Like, it is what it is. It's been many fighters that do that. Now, the thing that I question, and I gotta point this out, Shakur Stevenson was once cool with Devin Haney. They were cool. They sparred each other. They had a cool, kind of cordial relationship. He wanted to fight Devin Haney. Now, I gotta give credit to where credit is due. Boxing Ego pointed this out. He said, hey, you was cool with Tank at one point. Right? You was cool. And Coach Calvin Ford confirmed that. Because he was like, man, Cool used to come in here in the amateurs, you know, and train with us and spar some of my guys. We know Shakur. We know his grandfather and everything. Like, we know them. Right? So, they have that personal relationship with you to the point where they know you. So, if that's the case, why don't you have that same energy towards Tank? Why don't you have that same energy towards a Devin Haney? Right? So when it comes to them, oh man, I want to fight them. But when it comes to Keyshawn and when it comes to Africa, oh, I don't want to fight them because, you know, they my bros. We got to get out of this. They my bros. That don't sound right, bro. I don't understand. And like I say, it's these youngsters, bro. Like, maybe I don't understand because I'm not in their era. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Because when I came up, I don't care if we was cool. You know what I'm saying? If you in the way, hey, it is what it is. If you in the way, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know? Like, for example, I didn't start boxing until I was in my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? I was a football player, right? We played teams where I had dudes that I was cool with. You know what I'm saying? You know? Like, we played teams where it was dudes that I was cool with. You know? So, prime example, okay? I used to live on the West, right? When I was younger, like young. Then I moved to the North Side when I was like, you know, 10, 11, right? So, when I started playing football, when we would play, you know, the schools from the Southwest side, I would see dudes I know. But hey, man, look, we ain't cool right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna dap you up, and that's the problem with today's game. I don't like it either. Everybody friends. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm not, we in competition. You in the way. If you not on my team, you in the way. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis is not on Shakur Stevens' team. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Yeah, he spar you. He help you get ready for fights. That's cool. But he in the same weight class as you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the same weight class. Y'all gonna, you know what I mean? How you gonna get around not fighting him? If Keyshawn Davis becomes a mandatory for a belt, how are you gonna get around not fighting him? You gonna move up? You see what I'm saying? Like, this stuff right here, like, nah, bro. We gotta keep that mug a beam. And so, and I forgot who pointed this out. Even Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo said, hey, we'll fight if they put that money up. And they cool. They like bros. You know what I'm saying? They like brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jermell Charlo be calling, talking business with Errol. Errol calls Jermell Charlo and talk business with him. Like, they tight. You know what I'm saying? But they mentality like, man, we gotta fight. Lamont Peterson and Errol Spence was cool. Right? Before they fought, Lamont Peterson talked about, hey, you know, I used to whoop on little Errol, you know? And Errol talked about how he used to be up there training with Barry Hunter and all of them and Lamont Peterson and all that. They was cool. But they had to fight. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And it wasn't like no trash talk before the fight. It was respectable. You know what I'm saying? It was very respectable. You don't gotta trash talk your brother to, you know what I'm saying? And when I don't know, I come from a different cloth. If I don't have to trash talk you to build myself up, right? Me, when I see a man that's doing all that talking, it shows me you're not really confident in your abilities like you think you are. You got to talk yourself up. There's fear there. There's anxiety. So you got to talk yourself and gear yourself up to get in that mode, right? If you can't fight a dude simply on, if you can't green light a dude simply off of he just want to fight, I bet. I don't need trash talk you to green light you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Shakur, man, he talks about he want to be great. He talks about how he want to be the best in boxing. You got Keyshawn Davis there, right? Is he elite right now? No. But he ascending. And if he getting away, you got to step on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You got Africa, who's ascending. Africa finna fight for a title against Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? A very dangerous fight. You feel me? Like, and if he beat Liam Paro, you know what I mean? Like, man, I could really go on for days and days about this particular incident, man. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to this matchup, bro, and it come down to this fight game, these young fighters need to stop doing this friendly stuff and just fight each other, bro. That's it. Because Shakur not making sense right now. You was cool with Tank. You want to fight him. You was cool with Devin Haney. You want to fight him. But you don't want to fight Keyshawn. You don't want to fight Africa. Although you and Africa are not cool no more, you don't want to fight him. Doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I think this soft. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, and he even said in the video, like, oh, I don't know if he saw my video or what, but he was like, oh, y'all sitting there saying, you know, you'll fight your brother, but, you know, when it's real, I got a brother, he's 21 years old, bro. I'm 13 years older than my little brother, right? I'll fight that nigga. Quick. I don't care, bro. Like, what is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? If my little brother, we was boxers, right? And that man say, and he in my weight class, and that man, I'll fight him quick. It's not a problem. You know what I mean? And that's my blood brother. You and Keyshawn not even blood. That's my blood brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. I'm telling you, man, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if it's the era thing. Like I say, I come from a different era, bro. You know what I mean? You know, if you're in the way, you get stepped on. That's just what it is. We're going to have to do what we got to do. We're going to have to hash this thing out, you know, and figure it out when we done. You know, we can dap it up. Yeah, man, that was a good matchup, man. Yeah, I remember you hit me in the 4th round in my eye. Yeah, man, my head still hurt. We can laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, I think Shakur Stevenson, he just got to fight, man. He talked too much. You know what I mean? And this don't help his image when you sitting there talking about you want to fight Keyshawn Davis. You want to fight Africa because you was cool with them. But you was cool with Tank. You was cool with Devin. This is what I be talking about with these dudes, man. They need a PR person or something. Because it's contradictory. They doing that Terrence Crawford stuff, man. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think, boss. Go.